You know, if there's one thing I love about our current political climate, it's the fact that turnabout is fair play. Member of conservative, quote unquote, anti gay group places homophobic cake order at LGBT owned Detroit bakery. Good Cakes and Bakes owners faced with dilemma after receiving an offensive online order. Oh, spicy. The owners of Detroit Bakery are speaking out about a homophobic cake order placed in July by a member of a of a by a member of a Ferndale-based fringe conservative Catholic group. Yes, that's literally how the article reads. We'll just say a member of a quote unquote fringe conservative Catholic group. Catholics are not fringe in this country. Sorry to break that to you. Baker April Anderson tells Pride Source that on July 19th, her shop Good Cakes and Bakes received an online order requesting a rainbow-themed Pride Month cake with an anti-gay message written on the top. Anderson is openly gay and owns the shop with her wife Michelle. Anderson tells the site that at first she believed it was a rainbow cake order based off a June Pride Month promotion, given the fact that the word Pride was written in all caps. However, on closer inspection, she was startled by the request for a 6-layer red velvet cake with a hate-filled message. I am ordering this cake to celebrate and have pride in true Christian marriage. I'd like you to write in the cake, in the icing, homosexual acts are gravely evil. Catholic Catechism 2357. Whoever did this is absolutely based, and I want a piece of that cake. I'm just saying, I desire a slice of this cake. It sounds wholesome already. The cake was purchased for $40 and included a $10 tip, according to the Detroit Free Press. Anderson wasn't sure what to do, fearing that she might face a lawsuit if she refused to fill the order. You don't say. You don't say. She eventually shared the situation with friend Elias Majid of Eli T in Birmingham, who was able to trace the order back to David Gordon, an employee of the Church Militant Network. Ooh, how dare they. Church Militant, which is not an actual church, espouses pro-life. Oh my God, how bigoted. Being pro-life, how dare you. And anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Church Militant is actually run by a former homosexual, which is problematic for those in the LGBTQ community who want you to believe that homosexuality cannot be conquered. But that's neither here nor there. And they advocate for conversion therapy, among other ultra-conservative views. It is headquartered in Ferndale, home to many LGBTQ-friendly businesses, and an annual Pride celebration. Well, that's just perfect, to be honest. Oh. In an emailed statement, the head of St. Michael's Media Church Militant denied any involvement in the order and stated that the employee was acting on their own. Well, they deserve a pay raise, Church Militant, because this is top keks. They are doing you a service, and you should stand behind them 100%. Ultimately, Anderson decided to fill the order without the requested writing, noting to the Free Press that her website states that special written requests must be placed over the phone or in person. But you still received the order, and this is during the time of COVID, so how else were they supposed to give you the order if they couldn't meet you in person at your bakery? This is clear discrimination. Discrimination during a crisis, no less. This is cowardice, and I call out the left for being such extreme bigots in this time of crisis. You have denied this man an essential service, quote unquote. How dare you? Get bent. You deserve to be taken to court. Gordon's order was placed online. Instead, Anderson made a layer cake with white frosting and rainbow decorations with the message, God is love and love is God. Oh, What a bitch. On the inside of the box, she also included a written note. Hello, Mr. David Gordon. You did not know or you intentionally chose our bakery because it's owned by a lesbian couple. Yeah, as if those who targeted the Christian bakery didn't know that it was a Christian bakery. You pieces of shit. But by choosing to place your order at our bakery, we offer you nothing but love. We feel the only grave evil is the judgment that good Christians like yourself impose on folks that don't meet their version of what God wants them to be. We stand against. So basically, you stand against the standards of God. Just to be clear. I mean, there is no, in the Old and New Testament, homosexuality is openly condemned in both versions, Old and New. It doesn't matter which side of the Christian canon you want to choose, it's always condemned. Whether you want the writing of Paul or whether you want the writing in Leviticus, equally condemned, both parts. There is no scapegoat here in the Christian doctrine. We stand against hate. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but the Lord Jehovah can be quite hateful. That comes with the package, honey. We will always fight for peace, justice, and inclusion. Again, he is the Prince of Peace, and he is the just Lord. But the inclusion is where we have an issue here. God never said that he was the God of inclusion. Anywhere. Ever. We will stay our minds on the message Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 13. That doesn't negate the thing that Paul said about, unnatural affections. Paul was also the one who wrote that. Just saying, he openly condemned homosexuality as well in the New Testament. But I know you want to pick and choose, so here we go. We wish you pride, rainbows, fairy dust, and a good gay. What a bigoted cunt. While Gordon did call to confirm the order a day ahead, the cake was never picked up. Still, around 40 people gathered at the bakery on the day scheduled to pick up to show support for good cakes and bakes. The cake landed in the refrigerator and eventually in the garbage. Gordon called a day later about the cake and was told he'd have to place the order online since he failed to pick up his cake the first time. Gordon responded to Free Press's messages on Twitter, claiming he was denied the services I requested the place of public accommodation on the basis of the content of my beliefs, and he is not wrong. The incident sparked a fundraiser in Ferndale to make "We Are Not Militant" lawn signs and contribute donations to the Cork Town Health Center, which is, a front for LGBT bullshit. The offensive cake order recalls the widely publicized case in Colorado, the bakery, the Masterpiece Cake Shop, which refused to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple on religious grounds. No, that is not true. They didn't refuse to bake the cake. What they refused to do was to make a specialized cake that required the owner of the shop to use his artistic talents to custom a message on the cake. They could have bought any other pre-made cake that they wanted, but they wanted to force him to write a message that was against his beliefs. That's what they wanted. It wasn't about the cake. It was about the artistic input that the owner had to place on it, that he had to condone the action. The case eventually made its way to the Supreme Court, where the justices sided with the bakery. However, oh, thank God. However, the case is unlikely to set a legal precedent because the decision never addressed the underlying question of whether baking a cake is an act of expression protected by the First Amendment. Well, that's a shame. But still, props to this one David Gordon. I take my hat off to you. I support you, and God bless you, sir. And I want a slice, sir. Order another one. Send it to Carnal. Bye.